In HVAC, we're going to work backwards just a little bit. The first thing we're going to do is the last thing that we calculated last week. Last week, we calculated how many diffusers we would need to get the peak CFM with a specific connector neck size and how much they would spread out. So now I've got a space and I've got to figure it out, and hopefully I get one of these that's a match. That's what I'm gonna try to do. And it could be that I don't get a match and I have to make a compromise, but let's see what we've got. So here I've got zone number 1 and I've got a number. Now this number isn't right. You have to put in your correct number. This is just a demonstration. Okay, and let's say I need 900 CFM in here. And I know that that's not quite right. That's not according to what we had in our calculations, but you're going to have to put in your number properly. Okay, so with 900, if I use a 6x6 register, I'll get 130. I'll need 6.5. I'll need 7 of those. And they'll have a throw of 7 feet. But maybe I want to try to get away with, here, look, if I did 4 of them, I'd have a little bit more air than I needed. Okay, it says I need, if I have an 8x8 neck, each one is 245, and I need 3.6. So if I put 4 of them in there, it wouldn't be too bad. And each one has a throw of 9 feet. So let's see what that'll look like. Here's my register. Okay, and if I do 4 of those, and my throw is 9 feet. And this one has a radius of 12, so I have to make it 9 feet. There. That sort of estimates my 8x8. So I'm going to try it and see how it looks. I'm going to copy that thing and I'm going to put, I have to have my OSNAP set properly. I need to have my quadrant on. So I want my quadrant, say, on my midpoint. I have to get my OSNAP set properly here. So I'm going to want midpoint. I don't need center, and quadrant, intersection, perpendicular. That'll be a good one. Okay, and then I'm going to move this so that the quadrant comes over to here. There we go. And so supposedly with 4 of those, I can get it to work. So I'll copy that one, and I'll put the quadrant to the quadrant, and I'll copy those. Put the quadrant, and oh no, those aren't quite doing it. Maybe I'd be better off with 6, 7 of these with a throw. So you see, there's a lot of area here that isn't really getting good coverage. And that's not terrible. I'm getting enough air. It'll spread around. But let's see if I can come up with a better solution. So I'm going to make a copy of that for my zone 1 solution. And just see if I can do better than that. So another choice would be 6, 7 of these with the 6x6, and they've got a throw of 7. So if I change these all to, I'm going to change this one now to a throw of 7 feet. 7 feet. Get that to move and see if I can get that to line up. Well, that's doing a little bit better. So I might need a few extras. I'm getting a little bit of overlap and a little bit of coverage. So you can see now I'm just trying to come up with my best solution. And then I'd need 7 would give me one more, but I'm still not nailing it. So I may be going the wrong way. So that's with 6. I could do 7 or 8. You see, I'm not being super precise. Air does move around, so I don't have to be perfect with this. But that's not too bad. And I'd be doing a little bit, right? So those ones are up. But let's see what happens now. There's another one that I could do. So this is what you're going to do. You're going to set how many registers and about where they go. Now let me get rid of these again, and I'll try what happens if I go the other way and try to get, so a 550 has a throw of 12, and I need 1.6, or a 14 has a 750, and I'd still need 2 of them, and it's got a throw of 15. Let me try that. Let me try 2 of them with a throw of 15. Oh, that needs to be 15 feet. And that's pretty good. I've got a lot of overlap. Maybe I could even do those with a throw of 12 feet, and it wouldn't be too bad. And that would tell me about where I'd need to put my registers. Now, this one would need to move up just a little bit, right? So none of these are perfect. And this is one of the things that you'll see, that when you do room design, you start thinking about these ahead of time and go, ooh, okay, maybe I need to make some adjustment to my room size to match these out a little bit more. But this still isn't too bad. I have some minor dead zones that aren't too bad. I could even move these over and put a small one in over here if I wanted to get a little bit more in this little room over here. Okay, but this is using a little bit more than the size of the air handler unit, but it'll be okay. So you're gonna do your best to do these. Now, which one of these is the best? This one probably gives me my best air distribution, and it's the closest to the actual size that I'm looking for. And so this one might be the best one. Now, the other thing you could do is say, hey, I don't like that register company. I want one that has a little bit better throw and a little bit more efficiency. Um, and you could actually look for registers that do better. But for what we're doing, here's what I want you to do. I want you to take each room, go back to your data. This is from last week. Look at your peak CFM, look at how many diffusers there were and the throw, and actually lay out your options. And then you're going to choose one. You're going to choose one to use because you're going to need to do that in the next step where we actually put these in place. All right. Now, as I do my demonstration, mine are going to come out different than yours, possibly, because I'm not going to use the same numbers that you had. But as an example, I'm going to choose this option. I'm going to put in 8 registers with a 6x6 neck on them. And I'm going to give them each a rating of 135. Okay. And so I'm going to demonstrate that next for zone 1. And then you'll be able to do that. But so here you go. Here's the summary for you. Register size selection worksheet tells you the size of the circles that you can put in and how many belong in each area based on your peak CFM that you found last week. Okay, so you're going to go to your chart, find the peak CFM, figure out how many diffusers you need with each neck size and the throw. Change the circle size to whatever the throw is for your radius and lay them out. Pretty close approximation. This says I need 6.66. I went a little bit higher. I made 8. Okay, so there you go. That's your first step. Lay out your registers.